What's up, everyone? I am outside a local spot. It's kind of cool little Indian space that I've been to a couple of times. Today is a special video because I want to show you what Indian food in the West looks like. So I called this place and I was like, hey, I'm new to Indian food. Can I just have whatever's like your most popular dish? So an appetizer, a main, and a dessert. Whatever's the most popular. So I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to send us, but we'll see. So I'm going to pick that up and we're going to unbox it together so you guys can see what the average most popular Indian food looks like and tastes like where I live in New Hampshire. So we'll see you guys soon. Let's go. So we have our bag of food right there. We are going to go home. We're going to unbox it. I'm not even going to peek in it. We'll discover what's in it together. So hopefully it's good. Here we go. All right, so we are home and here it is. Indian food from a local shop. Before I unbox this, I want to say two things. One, I'm not going to give the name of the restaurant because this is not a food review video. This is talking about what Indian food is like in America. I live in a small state, and so this isn't representative of every Indian restaurant, but this is kind of what we would get. So again, I called, I ordered, and I was like, I'm not familiar with Indian food too much. Whatever your most popular appetizer, dessert, and entree is, I'd love to try. So here we go. I don't know what it is. So first, clearly we have bread. It smells like garlic. So I'm going to assume this is going to be garlic naan. If it's anything else, I'd be surprised. And that's what we have. This is garlic naan. It smells great. It's kind of on the little bit flimsier side, which is okay. I think this is going to be really good. At the end of the day, the food smells amazing, so I'm not worried here. Let's see what else we got. We have samosas. These beautiful samosas. I'm going to assume inside is classic Punjabi style samosa of pigeon peas, of peas and potato or aloo. We will see as we open those up in a minute. Let's see what else we got. Oh, dessert, gulab jamun. Yes, so classic. Look good. They look appetizing. It smells slightly of cardamom. To be honest, I would want a little bit more, but you know what? They're warm, and there's nothing in this world like a warm gulab jamun. Let's see what else we have. Some rice. Rice is something that is a really important staple in so many communities, and for people from the subcontinent, it's clearly another really important one, especially as you start to get toward the Konkan coast, you get toward Kerala, you get toward South India, where they make so many things from rice, from idli to dosa to adirasam to uniappam to a million things. The rice should be fragrant. This rice is slightly fragrant. It smells a little like cardamom, a little like clove. To be honest, I'd want a little bit more lychee. But again, none of this is bad so far. So far, so good. And I assumed they would give me butter chicken or chicken tikka masala. This is, let's see what we got. Judging from the red color here, this is chicken tikka. So chicken tikka masala, to be more specific. I have a cool video up that I'll link in the comments below about chicken tikka masala and also its root chicken tikka and how we got it. Smells delicious. Smells like a lot of dahi or yogurt in it. It smells good. This dish gets a lot of hate But at the end of the day, this dish is delicious. So we're going to rip right in. Make sure there's nothing else in the bag first. Mint chutney, tamarind, and that's it. So we're gonna start here, but we'll start with the appetizer. So we're gonna break open this samosa. Let's see what this looks like. Not bad, not bad. Smells pretty good. It's not overly greasy. It sat a bit in the car, so you can excuse a little bit of the crust. Let's taste. It's good. It's a little doughy for my taste. I think that the dough could have been rolled out a little bit more when you look at things like that. But I would put this up against a lot of samosas. This is good. This is very good, which I hope the rest of the meal has that, right? It's good. So next we should try the chicken tikka masala. Again, it smells great. We're going to rip a piece of this garlic naan, and we're just gonna dip right in. Let's just do it this way. It's one of my favorite ways to eat Indian food, is just get your hands in this. And it's better. So, smells great, looks good. Let's try it. All right, so I don't consider this bad. First of all, Indian food is a lot like pizza to me, in the sense that even bad pizza is still pizza, and I love pizza. One of the things that I find challenging with this dish is this. The chicken is dry, and I get that chicken tikka, these tikkas, they need to sit a little bit longer. It's a bit on the dry side. The flavors are very, very cream-based, like too cream-based, where a lot of the spices get lost in it a bit. I think the level of the spices they use is okay. It could get lifted a bit, but this isn't bad. Like, I wouldn't sit there and say this is bad food. I'm certainly going to eat this. Let's try the chicken, and I'll show you what I mean. So the chicken has this red coating. I don't know if the camera picks this up. See that red coating? This is one of the things that I struggle with. That red coating you typically see on chicken tandoori, right? Well, that red coating is often used with food coloring. And the thing of it is I want to make sure that, like, when we eat this, we understand that chicken tikka doesn't have a red color to it. Chicken tikka is marinated for a while with ginger garlic, green chilies, a lot of beautiful spices. It shouldn't have this red color to it. The sauce can have that red hue because it's typically a lot of tomato-based, tomato sauce, things like that. But the chicken's on the drier side, and that just means it sat for a bit. And it should be sitting in the sauce, and the sauce needs a little bit of salt to it, needs a little bit of lift. But again, this isn't bad. But if this is all you know, this isn't just Indian food, right? So I think the chicken tikka so far, the chicken tikka masala, it needs some work for sure. But when I eat something like this, I want to be very clear. I get why this is really good. It tastes amazing. I'm not knocking this dish. This dish is delicious. My problem is that, to me, this doesn't represent the diversity and the palette of everything in Indian food, right? I think this place is doing a pretty good job so far. Let's have, at this point, I want to try some of the chutneys, because I think that's important. Chutneys are such a backbone. Ooh, It smells good. Sometimes spices just get right in you, right? We'll take a little bit of this chutney. Looks like coriander and mint. Smells like coriander and mint. A hard thing to do is reproduce chutneys that you get at home. Like achars are such an important part and backbone of a cuisine. When I think of chutney, that freshness needs to go through. And what I taste here is that sourness, and it's a very muted flavor. There's nothing in the world like making your own chutney, especially in a silbata, when you're kind of grinding that chutney that way. The freshness needs to come through in a chutney. And unfortunately, this is definitely not a chutney they made. This is a chutney that comes out of a can or a bottle, and you can tell. And that's okay. I'm not hating here. Again, the premise of this video is to explain the differences. A dish like this, right? This cost me $30 US. All of it together. That's the equivalent of, my math is off on rupees right now. I'll link it in the comment below, but I think it's about 20,000 or 2,000. Sorry, I'm off. But I will say, it's delicious, and it represents one style, one small moment of Indian cuisine. Let's try the tamarind chutney as well, because I think it's important to try all of this. I love tamarind. Fun fact, tamarind is one of my favorite flavors in the entire world. I think that it is just, it's so good. So good. So we'll dip. Cheers. So the tamarind chutney holds up better than the mint chutney. Why? Sugar. You have the sourness of tamarind holds better. This tamarind is, again, it's pretty muted in flavor, but it does provide that sour component that you need. Because remember, we always talk about chatpata, right? We talk about sour, spicy, sweet, salty. You have those it's that Indian umami, for the lack of a better term. So I think this is pretty good. The naan, I'm not a big fan of naan. I think naan bread to me is a celebration bread. I'm much happier with chapati or roti. I think it just holds up better. I like the thickness in that sense. I like the whole wheat, the atta that you get from chapati and roti. I think that paratha is better. When you get to the south, paratha is just, there's so many breads from Kashmir all the way down through Tamil Nadu that are outstanding. So I think for me, naan is delicious, don't get me wrong, but there's better out there. Let's try the rice too while we're at it. So, rice looks fluffy, semi-fragrant. So you can tell that the rice was made in a rice cooker and the rice was sitting. Well, how can we tell that? So the moisture and the moisture content of the rice has kind of evaporated a bit. And so it's just it's starting to get a little bit on the drier side. It's a little bit too done. The fragrance isn't bad. The flavor isn't bad with it. Basmati rice is just an incredible rice, but there are over 50 varieties of rice across the Indian subcontinent, at least that I know of, and I'm sure there's a lot more than that. So basmati is one of my favorite. I think last but not least, we have to focus in on the gulab jamun. Here it is. This is one of the greatest things in the world, in my opinion. Fun fact about this. So jamun is a fruit that grows in India that's black. And this is named after it. Even though this is not black, there is a black version of this called kala jamun. I also love kala jamun. This is made with mawa or koya, which is kind of a milk powder that's rendered down. I've made these a bunch. It's deep fried, Typically, the way that you do this is you want to deep fry it in desi ghee, and then finally you soak it in a sugar and cardamom syrup. I've done a lot of variations of this that I can talk about at some point. It's one of my favorite things in the world, so cheers to all you wonderful people. The thing I love about this, it's not homemade, right? When you get real fresh jamuns, gulab jamuns, there's this like perfect texture and flavor that's a result of it. These are from a can, clearly. The syrup is more sugar and less spice, or less elaichi or cardamom. And unfortunately, there's this balance that you need to kind of achieve in this. Even though they're from a can, it's still good. I keep a can once in a while if I ever have to just get my fix real quick. So I think that if somebody was having this meal for the first time, they would say it's delicious. I don't find any of this spicy at all. The spice level is muted. I think that it's very much them having boxed powdered mixes and spices rather than grinding. I understand that. This to me represents what you would see in an average meal. This is the most popular meal that this restaurant does. And I think of how many incredible dishes are out there across the subcontinent, from dishes like nihari, from incredible, gorgeous biryanis. To me, those are the things that I want to showcase more and more. To me, those are the things that excite me because there's so much deep history behind them. Hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna eat some more of this because here's the thing. These guys work really hard on this and I paid money for it. And I want to showcase that you don't have to be this 5-star chef. You don't have to win Michelin awards to produce great food. It still tastes good. I just want the West to experience more than this. So thank you guys for being here. As always, if you like what we're doing, hit that little subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and tell me some of your favorite dishes that you love. And we'll be back soon. Thanks.